My name and title are Ma Carré Coquette, and I am dead. Mott has not yet weighed my heart, and for that I am truly thankful. In time Anubis and the tribunal will meticulously weigh my heart against Mott's feather. My soul will prove heavier than truth's delicate balance waits for me, her ravenous maw poised to obliterate my essence, a fate of absolute oblivion. There is a bit of sun through the vent shaft that shows me the deterioration of my current home. The bright frescoes of my conquest, the bounty and grace, have all but been erased. A chisel has been taken to the writing of my name. My gods won't know me. The names of my gods have faded away, and I don't know them anymore. I was once a human, a woman, and a mighty pharaoh, and that's where my troubles began. A woman ascending the throne was unheard of. No matter the success of my reign and the well-being of my subjects, I had to be done away with. And so I was. My beloved husband, may he rest in peace. Well, or not, since he drank the wine I served him. He was the key to my ascension. I became Pharaoh when he passed, and I thought my brother and I were allies. Oh, how I was so naive. I should have poured him the same glass of wine I gave my husband. Perhaps then I would have seen the corruption in his eyes. My brother, in his haste to get rid of me, had not completed the proper burial ritual, and so I retain a fragment of my power. The power he did not know I possessed. We were close as children, but power and station change people, and I could have played the submissive role and symbolically married him, but no, I wanted the crown. He was the son of a lesser wife, so not automatically first in line. I wanted to rule. I had a plan. I knew what the people needed, and so I did, until my own court was bribed against me and my brother seized the throne. Self-entitled little prig. Now I'm but a stiff, laughing at the gutter snipes who dare enter my mastaba. The afterlife is not one of ease and celebration. For me, it is one of interminable boredom and doldrums. But I do find some amusement here and there. I enjoy studying and training the insects. They are so much more biddable than humans. Let me tell you, the fools who dare disturb my slumber, they are worth getting up for. Don't mind my little joke. I'm glad you're still here. These intruders, with their eyes gleaming with greed, sought what little treasure I had. Unbeknownst to them, they were ensnared, trapped in my intricate and inescapable snare. I watched with dark amusement as they scurried through my domain, their hearts drumming with excitement and their sticky little hands itching to grab and run. With a flick of my wrist, I unleashed my minions, the insects, arachnids, and reptiles that share this place we all call home. As the idiots scrambled for their lives, I toyed with them, driving them to the brink of madness, and then slightly pulling them back. Their fear was a delicious feast for my spider, who relishes the taste of terror. Then, when the moon cycled once, their lifeless bodies lay scattered, a testament to the folly of those who dare disturb the sleep of a dead pharaoh. I was a ruler, a true leader to my people, and look at me now, entombed in this cheap, crumbling hole in the ground, playing with scarabs to pass the time. And oh yes, I am bitter. My best companion is my lovely spider, a faithful friend who keeps me engaged. I feed her small vermin, and we watch the world crumble together. She emerged from a crack in the limestone shortly after my entombment, drawn perhaps by the warmth of my lingering fury. At first I thought her merely another scavenger come to feast on my decay, but she settled herself on my chest, her 8 legs delicate as temple dancers. She rested and simply stayed. Her name is Neith, after the goddess of weaving and war, fitting for one who spins death so elegantly. Her web spans the corner where my sarcophagus once rested, a masterwork of silver threads that catch the little light that filters through the shaft. When tomb robbers disturb the dust, she quivers in anticipation, and I feel her excitement echo through my desiccated bones. The rats that venture into my tomb provide adequate entertainment, but they're Neith's favorite delicacy. I guide them to her web with subtle manipulation. A shifting stone here, a whisper of air there. She traps them with the patience of a craftsman, and I feel a maternal pride watching her work. Magnificent technique, I praise her, and her abdomen pulses with what I can only interpret as pleasure. Sometimes I wonder if she understands my words or if our bond transcends such mundane communication. Either way, she's the only creature that has ever, never betrayed me, never sought to use me for gain. In death, I have found a loyalty I never knew in life. During the endless stretches when no fools dare disturb us, Neith keeps me company in ways I never expected. She'll sidle into the hollow of my collarbone and clean her legs with meticulous care. The rhythmic motion is oddly soothing. Sometimes she spins patterns above me in the air, not for prey, but for beauty alone. I thank intricate geometries that would make the finest temple architects weep with envy. I tell her stories of my reign, of the irrigation channels I built and the temples I raised. She listens with the stillness of carved stone, occasionally adjusting her position as if settling in for a longer tale. In those moments, I almost forget that I am dead, reduced to a desiccated husk. I, the once formidable ma carré coquette, lie here. I do not rest in peace. My former dominion, a vibrant landscape of abundance and plenty, is now just a hollow memory. The grand pronouncements of my reign, promises of prosperity and enduring rule, reverberate mockingly in my sepulchre. This tomb was to be a symbol of my immortal authority. It is just a cruel testament to my stolen legacy. I still hold on to a vision for resurrection and glory, but I digress, so thank you for sticking with me. I once heard the pitter-patter of tiny little beggar feet scurrying towards their doom. Finally, another delicious diversion. It has been so long since I had visitors. I waited with my beautiful companion in my lap. She's as eager as I am to greet the intruders. I can feel her anticipation abuzz in my consciousness. The scraping of tools in my tomb's outer seal reaches my ears. I call up my energy. I prepare to give these draggle-tails a beating of epic proportions. And what do you think, my darling? I whisper to Neith as the footsteps grow closer. Shall we let them reach the antechamber, or end it in the entrance? She flexes her chelicerae, those magnificent fangs that have served us so well, and I take that as agreement. Yeah, we'll let him get in. We've developed quite the system over the centuries. A twitch of her front legs means wait. A tap against my ribs suggests strike now. She's far more strategic than most generals I've known, and infinitely more reliable than my brother ever was. So keep your seat, my friend. This could prove interesting. Perhaps I'll even keep them alive a little longer than the last batch. A small fragment of light shone through the crack of the inner vault. It's intact, they shout, no doubt referring to the faux wealth my brother Priglet the Piglet had placed there to deceive and to disappoint. And then they entered, 3 men dressed in tool belts and khaki clothing with pith helmets atop their heads, and oh dear, fashion has changed since my day, and not for the better. I, ma carré coquette, will have some fun with them, I said. The first one falls victim to a simple cantrip, and that was an easy dismissal. The second one falls down a side corridor, his screams echoing through the tomb. I savor that sound. It is music to my ears. A simple crooked pavestone was all it took to be shed of that one. A solid thump at the bottom warms my cockles. Well, that is, if I still have those. Oh, but the premier specimen of those grave-robbing buffoons refuses to be discouraged. How admirable, how tediously persistent. He brandishes what appears to be some sort of glowing bauble. Perhaps think it make him look terribly important and mystical while his greedy eyes sweep over my humble digs. Yes, I know that's a deliberate pun, and I'm rather proud of it. Thank you very much. One must find amusement where one can when dealing with such monumentally unoriginal intruders. The bright light from the bauble envelops my possessions, imbuing him with courage. This orb provides what feels like an impenetrable, ethereal shield. Never have I witnessed such incandescent, pristine luminescence. Oh my! A brilliance that rivals the sun god Ra himself. This is so much more than a torture lantern. This is power, and I must have it. I cannot approach from the front. The shield pulses with protective energy that makes my essence recoil. So I do what any self-respecting dead pharaoh would do while I cheat. I slink around behind him with centuries of practiced stealth. I place my bony fingers of my left hand around the base of his neck. Such warm, living flesh. Oh, how I have missed it. With my power hand, I reach straight through his back. Oh, the delightful squelch. And I feel his beating heart. What a show-off. There he is, just pumping away. I glide my right hand down his arm and grasp the orb, yanking it back to myself in one fluid motion. Now there's a gaping hole where his chest was, but now I own the orb, so it is what it is. The moment I touch it properly, the thing emits a stench like the ass wind of a crocodile. Surely this means that it is extraordinarily powerful. The most potent magics reek, right? Don't they? I raise it above my head like a sacred artifact of old, commanding its blessings to flow over me, to restore what was stolen and to make me whole again. And it does respond. I feel an oily trickle, much like the blood of my death wound, seeping into my desiccated form. It fills me with wonder and dread and desperate aching and hope. For one glorious moment, I am Makare Coquette again, Pharaoh of the two lands, mistress of... shit. Nothing happens. The orb flickers out like a dying candle. The warmth abandons me, and I feel nothing. Less than nothing. I am covered in its stinky, oily essence, and there is no power at all. Just a cruel mockery of false promises. A profound loneliness descends, and my beautiful spider companion lies curled on the stone floor, her delicate legs folded in death. The celestial sphere, toxic effusion, has taken the one thing that I treasured most in this wretched afterlife. The great orb, this supposed source of magnificent power, crumbles into worthless shards of glass and tarnished brass, scattering across my tomb floor like broken dreams. Oh well, it was a bit of fun while it lasted, I suppose. Although I must admit, I really did prefer having company.